Alright guys, and welcome to this episode. We are going back to my last video as not a tutorial. I'm installing NetData again. Last time I done a tutorial was on Docker, I think. There we go. So if you want to install it on a Docker, or you want to know how to install on Docker, that was a tutorial. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Now today I'm going to install it on Ubuntu, as I'm trying it before I'm going to install it on Proxmox, on the actual node itself. So that will be here for me. I already got a copy running on one of the container. Let me copy this. Let me paste it. The port is 19999. When you install, when you start the container, I did see that it might take a little bit longer. Let's see on the other IP 232. I think it is 2. There we go. This one is already up. As you can see, we already got some data displaying. It's very simple. It's just one line you need to need to do. But again, because I'm using it on this particular server, sorry, this particular container, so let's go and let's show how I do it. All right. It's going to be a lot of gaps. While I'm doing things. So anyway, if I go to master CP as well, let me log into this one as well. Here we go. So we got both. We got to install in this one here. So that is going to be 208. So I'm going to change that to 208. 192.168.1.208.1990. That's HTTPS, and we know that's up and running. Then we're going to change the port to 19999. All right. So here we go with the netdata.cloud. We got the documentation on how to install it on various platforms, from Docker, Kubernetes, macOS, FreeBSD, and Ubuntu, and so on. I'm going to use wget. I don't want to connect to NetData Cloud, so I'm going to leave it unchecked. Do you want to contribute with anonymous statistics? It's up to you. If you don't want it, you just disable telemetry. That's what I'm going to do, as it is just for a demo. As I said, I'm only testing things before I'm going to install it on the main node. It's not going to be really this node. It's going to be my other node, server 002. I usually use this node for testing purposes or tutorials or whatever. All right. So I'm going to the Ubuntu 001. All right. And the first thing you want to do is update and upgrade. All right. So you do apt update. And then you do apt upgrade. All right. And while it's upgrading, I'm going to pause the video. All right. So we got that done. Now the first thing I'm going to do, you might end up having issue if you have a firewall installed, or if the server is behind any kind of a firewall, so the port is not open. You won't be able to actually view the actual page, right? The GUI. All right. So let's do it step by step. So I'm going to just right click and paste what I copied. Again, I copy this one here, and I'm going to press enter. It's just as I said, one line, and it's going to stop a couple of times, say, you know, asking question if you want to continue. Make sure you read and make sure everything's fine before you press Y. Okay, and here we go. Y. This is in real time, so I'm not speeding up the process. I just paused when I done the upgrade. Again, this, all you're doing is not updating the system, even though it says upgrade, right? This really shouldn't really take that much of a time. I can't remember how long it took last time, but it didn't really take much, maybe about 3-4 minutes. So that's what it's all about. When it's been done, I usually leave it for at least 10 to 15 minutes before I log in, otherwise you won't be able to see any data. This is the reason when I went on the master CP here, and I showed you the other one, for example, all the data there. And the reason was because it takes a little bit of time, right? Again, if I use on the actual main node, NetData were only just showing the data of the node, but also of each container as well. This is the beauty of installing NetData on Proxmox. And here we go, we're done. As you can see here, you need to go to HTTP node 19999 and node as your IP. So we're going to do this. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the S, and I'm going to change the port to 19999. And again, I might get an error because the firewall will not allow me. But again, in this one, it went straight away. On my other container, I had problems. And if you do, let's go to the CP here. You type sudo space UFW space allo space and then the port number. In this case, 19999. Okay. There we go. We installed NetData. And as I can see here, guys, this is the reason why I said what I said. When you do it straight away, there isn't much of the data, you know, that is showing. Okay, you might want to leave it a while if you want to look at all these gizmos. But again, everything is done. Everything is, you know, been running. As you can see, there's a lot of graphs, and it can really help you to pinpoint any issues that you have. You can actually look at the network, you can look at the RAM, the disk, the CPU, the load of the server itself. Again, the bigger is the server, the more services you have, more data is going to show. And again, even with the IP and all that stuff. Okay. If I go to nodes, here you can have multiple nodes. Again, I only got on this one, and again it's container, but if I put on a node, here I can have multiple nodes. Okay, I would like to show you something, and again, if you go to live demo, you can see that's the demonstration, so I can show you more data on that as well. So I can actually show a little bit more around. As you can see here, they go multiple nodes as well, right? So that's all the nodes: Active Directory, Apache, Cassandra, DNS, and also, you know, all the rest. Here you can actually search for the last 15 minutes, the last half an hour, for example. Let's say a full day. And this will load a full day of data, as you can see here, okay? And you can go and have a look all the information you require to see. This is how good this is. Now you can run NetData. And again, let me go and open another tab so you can actually see it. The prices per node, I think, is $3. If I go to pricing, I think this is what I installed, and it's not the community. I don't think it is. This is what I done. Okay. Also, you got the free community with them, so you can actually sign up, and you have, I think, the maximum amount of nodes is 5. or you can go to business and pay the $3 per node, okay, and that is paid yearly, $36 I think, whatever. Or you can pay actually per month, didn't know that, and that is an extra dollar, by the way, okay. But don't forget, you pay per each node, okay. Now if you don't want to pay it, what I done is the right solution, and you install it on your system. But again, if you want to have a look at the entire node, right, like it's shown in the demo, and you have all the nodes here, you want to make sure you install in, for example, in Proxmox, you got to install it here, and it's exactly the same procedure. Let me go back, and that is what you use as a installer line, okay. Again, choose what you need to do here. If you want nightly or stable, I chose in this case nightly, but you can do stable if you want, and if you want automatic updates, in this case it was enabled, okay. That is up to you how you want to install it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here today, and again, I don't know when I'm going to do another tutorial. If I might even do tutorials anymore. As you can see from my background, we are migrating to my server cloud, not anymore OSC or open source channel or whatever. So even the domain will be going soon. I got some other people looking for the domains, and yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. No more tutorials, unfortunately, on this channel. All we're going to do is we're going to show how we install apps for our web services, and you can see how we do it. We're going to go through the service we offer, so on and so forth. Again, this is not my business, it's somebody else who's taking over everything. So thanks, guys, and I might see you next time.